So today we're solving two-step equations. So we've already talked about our steps, but just to remind you, our first step is always going to be to add or subtract, and our ultimate goal is to get the variable or the letter by itself. So we're going to add or subtract first, and then we multiply or divide. And just remember to draw a line down your equal sign to remind you that what you do to one side, you have to do to the other to keep it equal. All right, so let's look at our first example. So we're going to draw a line down our equal sign. All right, and then what I do is I'm always going to circle the number and my variable because that's what I'm trying to get by itself. So I need to get rid of everything else on this side of the equal sign. So I need to get rid of plus 7. So to do that, I undo it with minus 7. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. So 15 minus 7 is 8, and then I still have 2.5m. Okay, so now I want to get my m by itself, so I have to get rid of everything else. So right now it's saying 2.5 times m. So I am going to do the opposite of that. So it's multiplication, so I'm going to do division. So I'm going to divide by 2.5. These over here cancel, so now I need to do 8, top in, bottom out, divided by 2.5. Okay, if I have a decimal out here, I need to move it so it's a whole number. And I'm going to do the same on the, same on the inside. So now it's 80 divided by 25. Okay. 25 goes into 80 3 times. 3 times 25 is 75. Borrow from there. 10 minus 5 is 5. 0. Okay, and then 2 times 25 is 50. So now my answer is m equals 3.2. There may be some occasions when you have to graph your answer. And when you're doing that, if something is equal, you are going to put a circle filled in. Okay, so we are just graphing our point at 3.2, and that's saying that there's one solution to this equation. Only 3.2 will make this equation true. Okay, so I want you guys to go ahead and press pause and try the next one by yourself. Okay, so you should have drawn your line down your equal sign and circled your 10m. That way you know that you have to get rid of minus 0.5. Oops, sorry. So we're going to add 0.5 to both sides of our equation. So now we have 23.0 equals 10m. Okay. Now we're going to get m by itself, so I'm going to divide by 10. Divide 23 by 10. When I divide, by 10, I move my decimal one place to the left, so m equals 2.3. So hopefully you did that and then graphed it right here on our number line with a point. Okay, so now let's give fractions a try. Same process. Okay, so let's start out the same. So I need to get x over 5 by itself. So I'm going to draw a line down the equal sign. That means I need to get rid of subtracting 16 or minus 16. So I'm going to add 16 to both sides. And now I have x over 5 equals 20. Okay, don't get scared off by a fraction. Okay, so x over 5. So I'm circling x, that's what I want by itself. And right now I'm dividing it by 5. So the opposite of dividing by 5 is multiplying by 5. So times 5, that means those cancel, times 5. So x equals 20 times 5 is 100. Okay. All right, this next one I want you to go ahead and press pause and at least get your variable, your 3/4 x on one side by itself first before you watch how it's done. Okay, so you should have drawn your line down your equal sign. We want to get 3/4 x by itself. So I'm going to subtract 15 from both sides. So I have 3/4 x equals 3. Sorry. Okay, so right now it's saying 3/4 x equals 3. So we're multiplying x times 3/4. Okay, and I want to get x by itself. So instead of multiplying, I need to divide by 3/4. Okay, I need to divide by 3/4. Okay, so just a little reminder about fraction division. Okay, off to the side. If I have 3/4 divided by 3/4, well, when you divide fractions, you keep, change, flip. So I'm going to keep my first fraction, change to multiplication, and flip it. So if I did it this way, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 3 is 12, 12 divided by 12 is 1. Darn it, sorry. So that's how this cancels. So now we're going to do the same process on the other side. So some of you may prefer to work in decimals, and that's fine, but you can do it the fraction way. It's actually easier, okay? So I have 3/1 divided by 3/4. Okay? So instead of doing that, I'm going to keep it, change it, flip it. Okay? 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 3 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay? So now I'm going to go back over here and say that x is equal to 4. And I'm going to graph it right here on the number line. Okay? So basically what it comes down to is if you have to divide by a fraction, oopsies, that should be by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal is the flipped version. So if it's, I don't know, 2/3 x, and you want to do 6 divided by 2/3, you're going to change it to 6 times 3/2. I'd get 3 times 6 is 18/2 is 9. So each time you multiply by the reciprocal, okay? So go ahead and move on to your practice. If you want to try it on your own, I really encourage that. But if not, I will give you a little bit of help on the video if you need it. Good luck.